All right, we are back for episode 3 of The Sinking City. So last time we left off, we had just talked to Lewis there and pretty much determined through the questioning that he was under some sort of mental influence and
You want a drink?
didn't exactly have control over the fact that he was, or what he was doing to Robert's son, Albert. So, we're gonna go ahead and cover for him and see what happens with that. Alright, let's see here. The murderer is dead. Okay, yeah, I
I
can still
tracked
do
the
that.
murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. They tore him
Yeah,
apart. It was that
okay.
Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Yes.
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket.
Ah, clever.
Just ask his friends.
Yep.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Something must be done about those pests. Still,
Yeah.
justice has been served. This isn't closure,
Yep.
but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
Yeah.
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton.
Yeah.
I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Why a geological expedition?
Geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As
Okay.
above, so
So
below.
below.
So I sent men to find out.
Yep.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Okay.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar
Huh.
nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calming from the depths.
Her words exactly.
Wow.
She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Any
Has your
discoveries?
expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Alright.
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Yeah.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
Yep.
If I'm going to
Let's
look
talk
into
payment.
this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
Okay.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Okay.
Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe, and Albert, when you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Okay.
What
Stock
about my
payment.
expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Bullets?
The
cool.
dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood,
Yep.
Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Alright, nice. Revolver. Damn, I just got a lot of stuff. Okay. Alright, casebook. Lost Expedition. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for me to report in his manor in southern Old Grove. I got the key. Give me a key to the expedition's headquarters. It is in northern Coverside at the crossroad of Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Okay. Inventory. Alright, so we have a revolver now. Nice. We also have antipsychotics. Excuse me. To keep your mind clear when you need it. Ignore the side effects list. Okay. Craft a bullet for that. I wonder if this is more I guess it probably is more powerful. Okay. Um, this one. All right, go ahead and load this guy. Keep the camera on.
I've said everything I know.
Okay, so now we should be able to get into the town over there. All right, let's head back. I'm gonna talk to Lewis and just see if I can get anything from him for, covering for his ass. Oop.
The door won't budge.
Damn. Okay. Oh well. That's a weird looking. Well, no, I guess not. It looks like an alligator actually, or crocodile. Well, probably crocodile. The mouth is thin, not wide like an alligator. All right, so they're gone, which means I can actually go this way. All right. Uh-oh. Visions. Okay. Wow. Alright. That's hell of a storm. What? Damn. Okay. Apparently I made it to the end. Okay. Man, these visions. Lost at Sea. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the... Oh, okay, we already know that. Okay. Alright. My diary part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops, only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I've ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive, and reached the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half mad, and babbling about the ancient ruins of their denizens. The official said none of what I thought I'd seen was real. But the memories are true. My strange powers gained after the ordeal prove it. I found something horrible on that island, something old and dark and slithering, and it still haunts me. Alright,
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
okay. So wait. If I'm here, why do I have a... Why did I bring a picture with me of it? Alright. A plea for help. Dear Mr. Reed, I understand you are the private eye that caught the murderer in the port. My life is in danger and I cannot trust anyone in this city. Please come to my room, which is just opposite yours. I am in despair. My studies have drawn the attention of vile forces. They stalk me and will take me soon. I have cast my lot and am beyond saving, but the 7 books must be saved at any cost. Even if I'm gone, find my notes there. This knowledge must not be lost, as it could be our kind's last hope for enlightenment. Please be the bearer of this light, for I have failed. Cryptic bullshit. Oh, okay. Let's see if I get there. Charles W. Reeves.
Never
This
again,
is
they
his.
say.
Damn. Okay. So, wow. Okay, so 3/21/17, 10/4/94. Send the back. All that we see or seem is just a dream within a dream. Okay. Oh, wow, you can change your wardrobe. That's actually kind of cool. Wind coat, gangster, pimp suit, dry wear, fisherman, it's police envoy, plague doctor, master sleuth, cult. Oh God. What the is that? Uh, that looks like people's skin. Okay. DLC. Alright, so you do different cases. Looks like you get some things. I'm just gonna keep the newcomer for right now because I actually think the newcomer looks pretty cool. Alright, what was that? Oh, nice. Got quite a lot of stuff there. Let's see. So, key to that. Mystic Tomes. Alright. Wow, we got quite a bit actually from all of that. Craft 2 more bullets for that. That way, our 6-shooter's fully loaded. There's a... Oh. A crumpled letter. Mr. Reed, you were the rare example of a man who treated one of my kind humanly, and I feel I had to repay the debt to you. Take this as a friendly piece of advice. Run, save your life, and leave the leave this Drock City to the depths. Don't dig into its secrets, for they are not worth it. There's nothing good left here. I believe you can find a way to escape. Please heed my words, Lewis Flynn. Ah, okay, so yeah, that's what we got for covering for him. Okay. Note from Jay Vandenberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. I was wondering how I got here. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Okay. Let's set the room opposite of my. Which one is it? That one or this one? Let's see. Oh, here. Thank you. Some shell casings. Scrap. That's locked.
Makes this place feel more like home.
Huh.
I
Okay.
miss Boston already.
Why do I have my own name and stuff already? Okay, so... Alright. The nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They're just men, the Yellow Kings gang. They can't get here. They can't get here now. Now there's only me. Me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. The Tome of the Mare. The fishermen talk of a place near the Blackwood Manor on the southern part of the Whisper Street, where meetings occur in the dead of night. The locals don't like this part of the eastern Grinhaven Bay, because they seem to fear those who gather near the half-built ships. They say a certain book is read at these meetings, a cursed tome that makes people so crave the sea's touch that they go and drown in the ocean. The one reading the book stands on a cursed boat that sinks in the fog. Those who saw it touch the shore have either gone mad or disappeared. Bewitched Tome. The local legends may be more than mere superstition. A dozen witches were hanged on the huge apple tree that still grows near the cider mill. Among these documents is a confession. One of the witches said the devil himself granted them a book with the words of power. This book hides itself from mortal eyes, waiting for the witches to be reborn and return to claim it. The witch who wrote this confession lived in eastern Reed Heights, somewhere north of the intersection of Communion Road and Museum Avenue. Could the book still be hidden there? That's a good question. Let's see. Waiting book. Building the church was his redemption. Day after day he worked without payment, carrying stones and putting them in the moist soil of Salvation Harbor. At night, when he returned to his house behind the church, he could not sleep. The book his ancestors brought across the ocean cold. When the church was built, the priest found him hanged on the bell ropes. But the book is still waiting for someone to come and read it. His house is in Central Salvation Harbor on the Old Church Road between Seven Oak Street and Windheim Street. Still has a bad fame, and no one wants to live there even after the flood. Okay. Oh, nice. The Hidden Book. It took a lot of effort to track down this book. After being stolen from the Throgmorton Museum, it was bought by a local surgeon who was found dead in his house after the flood. I snuck in and checked out his place, but in vain. Still, there is somewhere else the tome may be. The private hospital in western Reed Heights, where the surgeon worked, has been abandoned. The archives say it is on Bourbon Road, between Innsmouth Road and Oak Street. Okay. Talking with locals is never easy, but this old chap was one of the queerest yet. He was happy to talk about the book, but only laughed when I proposed to buy it. I left it in the most guarded place of the city, and paid enough to keep it there until the world's end. And it, and if it is abandoned after the flood, even better. Ignorance is the best guardian. I'm guessing he meant the abandoned bank building in Northern Advent on Forefather Street between Halog Street and Windhalf Avenue. Alas, it would be too dangerous to go there by myself. Alright, but let's put in the book. Alright, is that one more? Tome in the Ruins. Local women were talking about a ruined house in central Coverside near the radio tower on the crossing of Landing Avenue and Kingsport Street. They said the ghost of the house owner and his family still read the unholy book they kept. Several newcomers who tried to settle in those ruins have gone mad. Alright, so they're the perfect place for me to go. Oh, there's one more here. The Wheel Tome. I had a dream so real it makes my hand shake. A huge Ferris wheel rose amidst the city. People got on and rode it higher and higher before jumping off at its peak. As the pile of corpses grew bigger, the crowd pushed me to the wheel. And then I saw a man with a leather bag. He was standing in the center of the wheel and reading from a book. His awful dirge was making the wheel rotate and dragging the crowd to their slaughter. Could this vision be real? I know there is a Ferris wheel at the park in the western Old Grove near Century Avenue and Beacon Street, but where could the book be? Alright, is that everything? I think so. Alright, so, yeah, we just got a whole bunch of stuff. So that's all the books, it looks like. Lore, correspondence, crippled letter, or crumpled letter, nightmares, him. Okay. Alright. I don't even know if taking pictures does a whole lot.
The door won't budge.
Okay. Keep it down. Mr. Archer, I've seen you dragging these things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave. The landlord. Okay. But he stabbed. I can't say I'll make you pay for the damages you make or scratches the floor, but he stabbed the note into the wall. Alright, get in there. Let's not go down. Let's go up before we go down. Anything else here? Nope. Ah, go in here. Hello. Gunpowder. Nice. Take that. Oh, map. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out. Several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, only if this city was so impossible to navigate. Excuse me. Okay. Nope. Nope. Yep. Okay. Well, is that Robert or his son? It's hard to tell. Okay. Let's head down then. Let's see if we can find. So, do we have more? Ah, okay. Chronicle, police department, hospital, asylum. There's the manor. Alright, so I'm going to have to go by the streets, I guess, to find these other areas. I don't think they're actually listed on the map itself. Okay.
Finally, you're awake.
Oh, God.
Gotta tell you, though, mister, you want to stay on here? You stop making all that noise.
What noise? Yeah, what noise?
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Got any proof it was me? It could have been one of my neighbors. I slept like a rock. I didn't hear a thing.
That's exactly what a newcomer would say.
All right.
Your neighbors are respectable people and would never do such a thing. Don't think your yellow-clad
Okay.
patron means you get away with everything.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you
Okay.
want to take a look? Well, fine, fine. Take what you wish.
It's a thick neck. Oh, damn. Okay.
I'm
That's a lot of
watching you,
letters.
newcomer.
That was a lot of letters. Wow. Okay, so uh, the ho the hotel owner allowed me to look through the weird notes he found in the rooms of disappeared newcomers. Among them, I found several pages from the diary of a man describing his life in Oakmont. He suffered from visions and marked the places where they happened. Was he trying to avoid them? Today I fell asleep on the street. I'm sure it's connected to my vision somehow because I felt the same nausea and headache as before they strike. It happened in Coverside near the corner of Tanner Street and Old Church Road. I felt dizzy and my mouth was full of a bittersweet taste. I saw a woman with kind eyes giving me a drink and whispering something. Immediately after that, I fell asleep and spent nearly half the day lying in the dirt like a hobo. It's a miracle no one stole anything from me. The local Innsmouthers scare me a lot. I've never seen a place with so many ill people. Uh, their faces pursue me even in visions. Recently, I was in the northern part of the Grimhaven Bay walking down Whisper Street. I barely made it to Hubert Avenue when a vision came. I stood among many Innsmouthers, disguised as one of them, and listened. Their leader read the story of a captain participating in pagan rites, copulating with savage witches and beasts, bringing sacrifices. I still remember his name, Obed. After this vision, I shake in fear of the sound of a child's cry. It happened in Western Reed Heights. Hi, Ellie. Happened in Western Reed Heights. Oh, that's where I was. Sorry, a cat distracted me. Oh yeah, on Washington Street. I passed Ebion Street and was heading towards Oak Street, but saw it. The thing was running so fast I didn't even understand what it was. It jumped from the window and the vision struck me immediately. I saw a man, a doctor, hiding in the room. He was writing something with a shaking hand, something like a last will. And then I saw the thing stalking him, a fetus with thin pointy legs, with a little face full of evil and hatred. It's shrieking, I can't forget it. I can't help but turn around at any noise after what I saw yesterday. I walked down the Murdoch Avenue in Western Advent near the Oak Street. I was hit with an excruciating migraine. My nose started to bleed, and the visions came. I saw one man writing a letter and another about to strike him from behind. Somehow I was both the spectator and the sitting man, but no matter how I cried out warnings or tried to move, it didn't work. It seemed I lost consciousness when the killer hit the man's head, and it took me several hours to get back to the hotel after. Voices from the pipes. I'm afraid of the bathroom and kitchen sink. Each time I want to wash my hands, I tremble in fear. What if they'll talk to me? This began after a vision in Western Reed Heights near the crossing of Ebion and Ward and Baker Street. I saw a man, naked and covered in blood, in a room without doors or windows, surrounded by the dark holes of the pipes. He was cutting himself piece by piece, feeding these copper mouths. Ugh. They were whispering with voices so sweet and promising, but full of hunger and hatred. How could he believe them? How could he even escape? And had they noticed me? Static in ears. I was walking with I was walking the Lombard Street in Eastern Reed Heights when it happened again. It's not just a vision, but a noise, hissing radio static, growing louder and louder. Voices from afar were lost in it, crying desperately. I tried not to show how bad it was. I was afraid to reveal it to the locals. The images came after I passed Bullock Street towards the Hollow Street. The hissing flooded my mind, and I saw a man surrounded by radios talking to them. I was dying. I felt it. and when it happened, the vision was gone. Tonight, the air forced me to leave the hotel. The putrid smell of rotting seaweed and fish made it hard to breathe. I remembered a huge apple tree and thought it may be nicer there. Moreover, I was afraid that the hotel owner would see my seizures. The visions occurred when I was a few blocks from the apple tree, walking E. Brown Street in Central Shells. I felt like I was drowning. I ran forward, and when I passed the street of St. Michael's Church, I felt the water surrounding me, pressing, calling. I needed all my will to fight the desire to go to the mare and sink into the depths. No matter how different my visions may be, they are always so frightening. Today it was man. He left the house in Southern Old Grove on Warwick Street, somewhere between Seaside and Hillside Street. Our eyes met, and I immediately felt the burning exaltation, a wild torrent of emotions. I saw him among the monstrosities, touching them, embracing and kissing. The vision was so intense I bent in two and threw up all my breakfast. He walked past, saying something like, "Cursed newcomers," and I prayed he wouldn't stop to help. Even now, when I close my eyes, I see the creatures around this man. Mirrors, mirrors. I'm afraid someone stalks me. It started when I visited Northern Advent and had a vision at the intersection of Purity Road and Oak Street. I saw mirrors full of reflections and someone trapped, trying in vain to escape. His expression of fear and panic shook me deeply. After that, a very tall and skinny man started following me in the distance. What troubles me is that I see him in the reflections, but have never caught a straight view of the stalker. I'm sure the police will mock me if I come asking for protection. Seems it is time to buy a good, trustworthy gun and start a practice. Or to start practice. Seeing. The visions are testing me, playing with my mind. My old forgotten fears come to life. When I was small, I was afraid to stay alone. I thought my parents would leave and never come back. Today, I went to the eastern streets of Coverside, and the visions came on the corner of St. Elmo Lane and Kingsport Street. I felt I was alone, forgotten in a locked room, hungry and frightened. It was scary to stay behind, but everything was much worse behind the door. Something scratched in the corridor, and there were terrifying screams from outside. I could not run, could not hide. I just wanted for Mom to return. And the last one. Forlorn woman. The city, no matter how badly the flood damaged it, has an unnatural appeal. I can't stop myself from walking even if it means being struck by further visions. I went to the to the eastern part of the Salvation Harbor near the crossing of Fitz O'Callahan Street and Old Church Road. It came. The feeling of loneliness and fear was immense. I was a woman, locked in a room, infected and slowly rotting. My body turned into something. It itched badly, and my face. I had to hold the skin with both hands to prevent it from growing until I suffocated. I ended up sitting on the road, crying until some Innsmouther kicked me and ordered me away. Alright, rude. Keep it down. Alright, okay, yeah, that's that. Too many coincidences. Okay. Whew, that was a lot of reading. For those of you watching on YouTube, let me know if you want me to cut the reading out. I'm probably still going to read it while I stream it, but I can edit the reading of it out, and then if you want, you can just pause it and read it yourself. If you feel that would help with the flow of the video, just let me know. Alright, search that. Showcasing Coil Springs. Oops. I'm hearing some weird noises. Hello? Note about the hobo signs. Darren, I think it's finally starting. I'm starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places that you know already, kind of like secret hobos use, kind of like the secret signs hobos use all over the country. What I learned is that the tradition dates back to times well before the flood. I've been able to find out the meaning of some of them. You've seen the crooked H-shaped sign on doors around town. That means that the house is inhabited. The crosshatch grid sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded, dangerous places. Good catch there, they say. Still haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign, though. You'll have to investigate for yourself. And if you see a sign with a cross and 3Ks, reach for the gun. Oh boy. Okay, so we did sort of see there's the H, so it's inhabited. To Walter. Walter, can I help you if I hear you're peddling your cheap, affordable living again? I could live with you renting out beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make that mistake. I know you're on the fish market, and I have dangerous people living here that I can send after you. You've been warned, Vic. Alright, any other notes just lying around? No, don't see anything. Alright, you got nothing to say.
Hey, knock it off.
Oh, there you dropped the bottle. Yeah, get out of my way. Nope, can't talk to you. Okay, oh my god, that is a giant spider crab. Holy crap. Jeez. Just looked up and saw that. Alright, I guess we're going out. Alright, let's look at the map here. So I guess that's my transportation to get around. Alright, Devil's Reef. New fast travel location. Oh good, I can actually run into people. You dropped the broom. And it is just rolling away. And he's like, screw that. I ain't chasing that. Alright, let's see. Alright, so that's the boat over there. This nothing. So that's how I'm gonna get around. Infested area. Oh, right there. Okay. How does one get back there this way? Nope. Okay. Oh, get out. Leave now. Yikes. That's a lot of blood. Okay. That just gives me the map. There's a boat over here too. So there's one on either side. I guess we could take the boat and try to go down this way. I'm kind of curious what the infested area means. A shark. It's all torn up. Alright, yeah, let's head this way. Yeah, let's go over here. Yeah. Alright, so this is I don't know what it's infested with, but we'll get back here. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's where we want to go. So what did he say that was? Let's look. Note about hobo signs. It's A-shaped. Crosshatch grid sign marks hidden caches of useful items. V-shaped sign is for barricaded dangerous places. Okay, so that's barricaded dangerous place. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a weapon out. We do have our melee. Okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. Nope. Oh God. Wow. Okay. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, man. I think the blue bar is my sanity. Yeah, I don't want to go in there right now. Yikes. Okay. Alright. Let's head this way. We got harpoons on the boat too. Alright. Where do we need to go? Hubert Avenue and Old Colony Street. Let's go this way. Okay. Let's put this back on. We may have to like try to just sneak through that one area because you can crouch like that and try to sneak by. Alright, this is... Oh, wait a minute. Am I back up? Oh, okay, so it's actually connected over here anyway. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Can't remember, did I... Okay, so, alright. Yeah, 150 was the mark. Okay, so this is gonna be the end of the third episode. We will, go into the next area and just kind of see talk to some more people, see what we can find. Man, that infested area, God, you're gonna need like a lot of. I gotta see what other kind of weapons we get. We might not be able to clear those out until later. Um, yeah, I shot that thing like 4 or 5 times, and it still was like, nah, I'm still coming. And then more showed up, so it was like, ah. So, I don't know. But we'll end this episode here, and I will see you all for the next one. But please let me know if you want me to edit out reading the documents and then just leave it so that you can pause it to read them yourselves if you want. For future episodes, I will do that. Note, I'm doing several episodes at a time, so you might still see it in other episodes until I can read the comments and whatnot. So, um, I'm probably gonna end up doing like 3 to 4 episodes every time I stream, and I'm trying to make them about 40 minutes each, so that's a couple hours. So just note that we're going into the 4th one here soon, and it'll still be on the same stream. So please just let me know in the comments, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you for episode 4, where we will continue to investigate the next area. See you all then.